Good afternoon and Happy New Year, everyone. I hereby call this public meeting of the evening, Thursday, January the 8th, 2026, regarding the proposed 2026-2027 Fire Services Department user fees and changes to order. We acknowledge that the town of Kirkland Lake is located on traditional and unceded territories of indigenous peoples. We recognize the presence of indigenous people in our community since time immemorial and honor their stewardship and care of these lands. We hereby affirm our continuing commitment and responsibility to reconciliation. Item number 3, are there any declaration by any of the members surrounding this public meeting this evening? If none, so noted. Number 4, the summary of the report presented to council will be undertaken by Director of Emergency Services and Fire Chief Earl Grigg.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Your Worship, members of council. So we're talking about the fees and services charges update for 26-27. Is more of a housekeeping item that we discussed at the last council meeting in regards to slight changes. Not everything was increased. You'll notice some of the things did remain the same. We're just looking to offset the operational costs of the fire department and collect a little bit of revenue back. It's not by no means it's a money making endeavor. It's just a little cost recovery. And I'm open to any questions if you have any.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Confirmation of notice. Madam Clerk, how was notice given?
Notice of the public meeting was given in accordance with the Town of Kirkland Lake's Notice Bylaw 2020-57 by publishing the said notice on the town's website more than 14 days in advance and as of December 18th, 2025, and supplemental notice was published through the town's social media platforms.
Correspondence received, Madam Clerk, was there any correspondence received from members of the public surrounding the proposed user fees and charges?
Mr. Acting Chair, I confirm that there was no correspondence received by my office.
Comments, questions from members of the public? Before I ask my next question, I would like to remind all members that this is a public meeting. There's no discussion or debate with members of the public. Madam Clerk, has anyone registered to provide comments or pose questions in person or electronically?
Mr. Acting Chair, I confirm that no one has asked the clerk's office to register or to request to participate electronically in this public meeting.
I would now invite members of the public, but there are none. So we're going to line up to the center aisle. You will also each have an opportunity to provide comments or pose your questions. You may ask, you may speak once. Please state your name and address for the clerk. The clerk will be taking notes from any of the participants.
Don't read that.
Okay.
Just the yellow stuff.
No, nobody here.
Okay, so there are no.
There are no members of the public. Madam Clerk, please read the directions stemming from this public meeting.
That council received the comments, questions from members of the public, and that finally that the draft bylaw and corresponding schedule be brought forward for 3 readings at the January 8th regular council meeting.
This is the recommendation moving forward. And item number 8, this concludes the public meeting for this evening. Get call to order for our regular council meeting. Approval of the agenda. Moved by Councilor Kiley, seconded by Councilor Owen.
Be it resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting of council rescheduled from Tuesday, January 6th, 2026 to Thursday, January 8th, 2026 be approved as circulated and amended as follows. Deferral of item 8.3, Mayor Stacey White, interlibrary book rates with Canada Post notice to January 22nd, 2026.
Are there any questions? If not, all in favor of the motion? Motion carried. Item number 3, are there any declaration of pecuniary interest? None seen. Are there any civil petitions? None. Are there any delegations or presentations? None. Approval and acceptance of minutes moved by Councilor Owens, seconded by Councilor Kylie.
Be it resolved that council approves the minutes of the following meeting, minutes of the regular meeting of council held December 16th, 2025.
All in favor? Motion carried. Reports from municipal officers and staff. 7.1, moved by Councilor Dykens, seconded by Councilor Paul.
Be it resolved that report number 2025 CAO 01 entitled Operational Key Performance Indicators OKPIs Update 2025 Quarter 3 be received. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, can I have a member of staff, Stephanie Dell, come forward and, oh, there you are. Okay, yeah, to give us your presentation, please.
Thank you. Through you, Acting Mayor, to all of council. This is the Quarter 3 OKPI report for 2025. And since Quarter 2, the format was changed and updated in response to feedback from council to improve clarity and trend forecasting. So there's now the attachment 2. This is the second time that it's being presented. I just want to note that in attachment 2, the bar charts show the previous quarters, and the line will always be the current quarter that is being reported on. It provides historical context, and the black line represents the current quarter only for easy understanding. And any trends that are happening or potential or have happened are supported with the verbiage underneath the graphs. And attachment 1 still remains the same, and it will always just be the current quarter, broken down by months. And if anybody has any questions, we have most of the directors here to answer on specifics.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions from council members? Yes, Councilor. proceed.
Yeah, I can't find it right now,
Okay.
but on Tuesday I knew where it was. The airport usage. Somehow, okay, in the first month there was medevac and nothing else. And then the next 2 months, there was nothing.
Yeah.
And yet when I went to revenues, it didn't seem to line up with no usage.
I can answer that question.
So, and your question is?
Well, how can you have no usage but we get revenues? Like,
Okay, Director or Christina?
Yeah, I can't speak for
Yeah.
In attachment 1.
Something about 5,000. 5,000.
10.
I didn't remember what was remember.
Well, yeah, no. Last 2.
Through you
Yes,
to
yeah.
Councillor, we're gonna have to take a closer look. If there was an error, we're gonna have to correct it. But we'll have to take a look closer with your numbers. I won't be able to confirm this today,
So,
but if there's an error, we'll correct it. We'll review this.
all right. Follow up.
so I will get a report back at the public council meeting on this.
We can, yes, we can bring something back.
Like it may be-
More.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step a lot on you. It may be building rentals, I mean.
Yeah.
Well,
There's
we do
probably
have
a
lease
very
rental, we
good
have hangar rentals, yes, it could definitely be, it's just I can't confirm it
Yeah.
right now. We'll have to take a.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry that I can't confirm that right now.
Thank you.
Are there any questions? Any questions, council members? If not, all in favor of the motion? Just carried. Item number 7.2, moved by Councilor Owens, seconded by Councilor Dykens, and sure, I can read that. The item is proposed pool roof investigation. Joe Mavernock Community Complex, we have Kim Clark, the Director of Community Services.
So moved by Counselor Owen, seconded by Counselor Dykens, be it resolved that report number 2026-1 entitled Proposed Pool Roof Investigation, Joe Mavernock Community Complex, be received, and the council authorize administration to engage Dicon Roof and Building Consultants through a sole source procurement process in accordance with section 911 of the town's procurement of goods and services policy to undertake a phased investigation and reporting process. And the council authorizes a sum of up to 25,000 plus HST be drawn from the working capital reserve to fund the pool roof investigation in 2026. And finally, that the mayor and municipal clerk be authorized to sign an agreement with Dicon Roof and Building Consultant in the form and manner acceptable to the chief administrative officer and director of community services.
Thank you. Good
Continue.
evening, Mr. Acting Mayor and members of council. The report in front of you tonight is seeking council's approval to proceed with the engagement of a specialized engineering firm to undertake a detailed investigation of the pool roof at the community complex. The reason for this investigation is to address the ongoing and unresolved issues that have existed since October of 2018, which is consistent leaking through the lower portion of the roof. Despite multiple repair attempts over the years, the issue has unfortunately not been resolved. As a result, administration is concerned about the long-term integrity of the aquatic center, as well as the operational safety and financial risks associated with continued deterioration. The pool is a critical piece of community infrastructure. It supports swimming lessons, rec swims, field trips, aqua fitness, birthday parties, and so much more aquatic and therapeutic programming. Continued roof leakage places all of this at risk and exposes the municipality to higher repair costs if the root cause is not properly identified and addressed. This report is not seeking approval to repair or replace the roof at this time, but rather requesting approval to retain a qualified and independent consultant to determine why the roof system is failing and to provide clear recommendations on how to correct it. Staff undertook their due diligence to identify appropriate firms with the necessary expertise. Given that the roof is a specialized Sika Sarnafil system installed over a humid aquatic environment, not all roofing firms are experienced enough to assess it. Multiple firms were contacted, some were unavailable until the spring or summer of 2026, and others had conflicts of interest, including involvement in the original installation of the roof. Through this process, Dicon Roof and Building Consultants were identified and recommended as a firm both qualified and available to complete the work within a reasonable time frame. Dicon specializes in building envelope and roofing investigations. They have extensive experience with aquatic facilities and employ all registered roof observers with over 30 years of experience in that field. Based on this, administration is recommending a sole source procurement, which is permitted under section 9.10.6 of the town's procurement of goods and services policy. The proposed scope of work includes a phased approach with an on-site investigation, analysis of findings, preparation of recommendations and specifications, and support through contract administration when repairs proceed. More importantly, this work will give council the information needed to make an informed decision about next steps and future capital planning. The work will be billed on an hourly basis due to the unknown extent of the investigation, with a defined upper limit to ensure cost control. The cost of the investigation is not anticipated to exceed $25,000 and will be funded from the working capital reserve. Delaying this investigation in order to pursue a competitive RFP process would push the work into late 2026, increasing the risk of further damage and potentially result in higher long-term costs. Proceeding now allows the municipality to act proactively, protect a key recreation asset, and put health and safety of both staff and the public first. Thank you, and I'd be pleased to answer any questions you may have tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any questions? Yeah, Councilor.
Through you, Acting Mayor, question for the CAO. Have we given up on the attempts to have our insurance company provide for our losses? which I didn't quite understand how the insurance company would take responsibility personally. So I'm kind of iffy on what happened.
Through you, Acting Mayor. I really can't fully comment on all of that as this is in the legal process is underway.
Okay.
But what I can state is that there is a necessity to deal with the situation as promptly as possible.
I agree.
And so the company that we are recommending has the background, and but we do have to act on this, and issues of insurance, etc., that can best be dealt with through our legal counsel.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all.
Through you, Acting Mayor, it's not a question, it's a comment. I've had many, shall we call them, interesting discussions with members of the public about this leaking roof. And unfortunately, due to things being in a legal process, it was very difficult to answer the public's concern. The concerns are very real. They need to be addressed. There's no two ways about it. It's, you know, if you have a leaking roof in your house, you're not gonna wait 10 years to get a settlement from the roofer. You're gonna fix that leak. Only here it's worse because the potential degradation of the structural and electrical and all the rest of the infrastructure it may be affecting. I do, and please don't faint, support the sole sourcing of this because you did look for other competitors to bid on this contract, and they're simply not available. I'm super happy that we're finally able to start to move on this, and the faster, well, I mean, we want a thorough job, we want it done properly, but the faster we can move on this, the happier a lot of people will be. So thank you for bringing this forward, and I definitely support it.
Any more? Yes, Councilor.
To Acting Mayor, the town has been navigating this for a long time and has done due diligence in many ways and even in determining who to hire. So we need to get it fixed and as soon as possible, from what I understand. So I fully support this.
Okay. Yeah, I do support this. We're very lucky found someone because everybody's running away from doing anything about roof in Northern Ontario. So, and the price to me is very reasonable. And hopefully we'll get a good recommendation from this company as to how to proceed with the actual fixing of the roof. The question that I had, I don't think I saw that in the packages. Where is this company from? Are they from the north here or?
No,
Okay.
through you to you, I don't know that. So they're in the GTA area, I can't recall exactly where, Burlington or Brampton, somewhere in the GTA area.
All right, okay. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I do have one question, if that's allowed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Acting Mayor. We've set the sum at 25,000, but we're basically doing it based on what they find, like, they don't know, we don't know. Will this have, if it's gonna go over the 25,000, will this have to come back to council again, or is there a way that we can include a contingency fee with this?
Through you, I think, Chair. So the consultants do not expect it to exceed $25,000. Significantly less than that.
Okay.
But because we stuck with the procurement policy, just in case, but that's our contingency there. We would absolutely come back to council if it were to be anything more than that.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? If none, all in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. Item number 7.3, borrowing authority for current expenditures, Lloyd Park Treasurer. Come forward. I need a mover. Councilor Owens, seconded by Councilor Kylie.
Okay, be it resolved that report number 2026-001 entitled borrowing authority for current expenditures be received, and finally that the corresponding bylaw be brought forward for three readings on January 6th, 2026, January 8th, 2026, in accordance with subsection 22IB of the town's notice policy.
Can I proceed?
Through you, acting mayor, to council. So this is a annual report. Typically, we do not need to borrow on an operating basis, haven't done so in decades. But we cannot borrow if we don't pass this bylaw, we don't put it in front of you for your approval. I don't anticipate using any kind of borrowing. If we did have to dip into the line, I would make sure you guys knew about it before we did it. Again, it's really a function of timing. If we're running very large capital projects or the timing of, the tax revenues typically don't show up until March. That kind of thing. So it's a matter of timing. It's not a matter of fiscal constraints. It's just a matter of when cash comes into the bank. We want to make sure that we can pay our bills on time. So sometimes a municipality may have to borrow to get there. Don't expect to use it, but we need the bylaw in place just in case. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions? Councilor Kylie?
To you, acting mayor, just for clarification, what is the amount of the line of credit?
It would be the bank, we would tell the bank that this is what we want lined up. It's what we've used in the past.
Oh, it's not,
Yeah, exactly. The bank is then, of course, able to discuss that with us if they so choose. We've never had any kind of feedback about any negative idea that that's too much or whatever. Again, it's subject to the bank's approval, I guess. But without the bylaw, we can't even talk to the bank about these kind of things.
thank you.
Okay, any more? Any other questions? I have one. Did we actually, I know this came last year too, same thing. Did we actually use anything at all?
Yep, to you, acting mayor. No, and we haven't used it as far back as I can remember.
All right. And any other questions? If none, I'll call the question. All in favor of the motion? Anybody against it? This motion is carried. Thank you very much. Item 7.4, propose corporate visual identity guideline and logo use policy. Jennifer Montreal, Municipal Clerk. Yeah, I need a mover. Councilor Kelly, I need a seconder. Councilor Dykens.
Excuse me, be it resolved that report number 2026 ADM 001 entitled proposed corporate branding guideline and logo use policy be received. That council adopt the town of Kirkland Lake corporate visual identity guideline as presented. And council approve the corporate logo use policy as presented. And that council direct that the slogan, "The Right Environment," be officially registered for trademark and for exclusive use by the town. And finally, that the corporate logo use policy as presented be inserted into the corporate policy manual. Good evening, members of council, and through you, Mr. Acting Mayor. Over the last few years, staff have been working diligently in increasing the accessibility of public-facing records and directives and unifying the town's public image by building credible, consistent, and strategic communication through branding priorities. Previous branding work lacked formal governance, and this initiative completes that work by establishing clear rules and standards. Before you this evening is a recommendation to essentially formalize the town's current branding efforts and techniques into corporate framework through the use of a guideline and a policy. You're also being requested to authorize a trademark registration of the town's slogan, "The Right Environment," for exclusive municipal use. Some may ask, why does the branding matter in local government? Branding consistency strengthens recognition. Unified visual identity helps residents, partners, and external audiences immediately recognize official communication and town assets. It also protects the town's brand legally. Trademarking the slogan and standardizing its usage protects the intellectual property of the town and keeps control over how the town symbols are used. The registration process also supports future socioeconomic initiatives. It also supports accessibility. So the guideline includes accessibility standards such as color contrast, alt text for digital content, aligning with inclusive communication practices. And the proposed framework aligns with our strategic plan, goals for service excellence and streamlined communication. Adopting this branding framework gives Kirkland Lake a strong, consistent, accessible, and legal protected corporate identity that supports communication, community engagement, and strategic growth, all without new major costs. And in the next weeks, if so approved by council, I'll be gathering a group of staff to commence the review and transition of the implementation of this guideline and this policy for the public forms and the applications and the public facing records. That's my summary, and I'm available for questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? Ryan?
So you, Acting Mayor, it's not so much a question as a concern. Are we just, trademarking the phrase "the right environment," or are we trademarking also that, sun or moon or whatever it is?
It's simply, through you, Mr. Acting, it's simply for the slogan, the right environment. The town's logo is already corporate trademark previously done. The right environment slogan was not trademarked.
Okay, because it's, anyways, another day, another topic. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? I can see none. Sure. All in favor of the motion? Anybody against? Motion is carried. So at this time, I think I'm gonna invite Councillor Owen to come up to the chair here. We have our That's my second.
No,
Okay, yeah, so we have to.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my second to come up to a couple of motions that I have here. I'll leave that with you. Oh, you don't bring your,
man.
you don't bring your own copy or?
It's okay, you can use mine.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so members' motions.
Yes.
The first one is from Councillor Vlad Shava, and it's about removing the HST and GST from new homes to support housing affordability. It's seconded by Dolly Dykens, and I will read the motion. Be it resolved that council support the resolution from the Corporation of the Municipality of South Huron regarding the removal of the HST, GST from new homes to support housing affordability as attached, and that a copy of this motion be circulated to the Prime Minister of Canada, the Federal Minister of Finance, the Federal Minister of Housing, Infrastructure and Communities, the Premier of Ontario, Ontario's Minister of Finance, Ontario's Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, MP Millett and MPP Bantoff, the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, the Association of the Municipalities of Ontario, the Municipality of South Huron, and to all municipalities within the District of Temiskaming. Councillor Shava?
Thank you very much, acting mayor. This motion stems from those two municipalities. And for me, I will not swap my age for young people today. I'm telling you, I'm happy where I am because they have there's a lot of problems, a lot of pressure in the community, in our society right now, employment, mental health, and you name it, and then the housing crisis. So this is a better way to actually incentivize younger people, newer couples and whatnot, to get into the housing market. So I think, for me, I know some of them have 5% down to buy a new home, but if they could take the GST or HST out of it, that also would facilitate or will encourage people to think about owning a home. That's it.
And Councillor Dykens, did you want to speak to this motion?
Sure, thank you, Acting Mayor. I don't think it's a secret that we have a housing shortage, and not just housing, but affordable housing. And I think this is in line with what the Premier is trying to do, build houses, a lot of them in the next little while. So I think every little bit helps for sure. And yeah, for young people, it's almost impossible to purchase a home. So I think it would be good all around.
Any further comments? Okay, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Now to 8.2 on the agenda. It's another motion. Councillor Lad Shava, Swim to Survive training. Moved by Councillor Lad Shava, seconded by Councillor Dolly Dykens. Be it resolved that council support the resolution from the Corporation of the Township of Burdenell, Lindock, and Raglan regarding a request to incorporate mandatory water safety and Swim to Survive training in elementary curriculum for all Ontario students as attached. And that a copy of this motion be circulated to the Premier of Ontario, Ontario's Minister of Education, Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, the Township of Burdenell, Lindock, and Raglan, and to all municipalities within the district of Temiskaming. Councillor Shava?
Yeah, thank you very much, Acting Mayor. And this one too is very straightforward. And my family were extremely lucky that when my kids were growing up, they had the opportunity to take swim lessons through CLAC and all of that. And couple of benefits to that for them. One that they didn't realize until they went to school. But the first thing is that at least where we camp, they will not drown, because to swim. The second of all is that many of them, or two of them, when they left here, they were able to secure employment in major cities, because they've got that training. So, but then you have a lot of kids coming from down south. And many of them, they're fascinated to see the lakes all over the place, but they cannot swim. It became, I believe a few years ago, one kid drowned in Algonquin Park because they think everybody jump into the lake, they jump into the lake. So in the name of, for the sake of saving life and for equality as well, and given a level playing field for kids that may come from the low socioeconomic status, I think some of this thing should be offered in school. That would, to me, would be beneficial to everyone. It will save life and also be a source of employment for some of those kids if they wish to pursue that. So I ask you to support this motion.
Councillor Dykens?
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I concur with what Councillor Shava has said, and I'd like to add just a personal anecdote. Back in the day when I was young, that was way back, we had the neighborhood swimming pool, and that's where kids were drawn to. And my mother, I think, was ahead of her time. Whenever there were young children that moved into the neighborhood, as soon as they were born, she would take them and get them acclimatized to the water so they didn't they weren't afraid of it, and then as they got older, she would teach them to swim, just because she didn't want somebody to fall in, as you said, people fall into the lakes, and then they panic and either drown or anyhow, so I think if there was just a basic, training of, and getting children acclimatized to water, if something happened, they would be in a better situation than if they didn't have training at all.
Councillor Kylie?
Through you, acting mayor, I can kind of relate to this. About 75 years ago, I was at the local swimming pool, the old swimming pool, and I was going down for the Count Bob, and thank God my sister, who had all her safety awards, come along and plucked me out of the water, so thank God for her. And I can see the importance of this, having these courses presented at the school level. It's a definite positive approach. Thank you.
Well, I will vote in favor of this motion. I'm not sure that it's up to the school boards to teach kids how to swim any more than it is up to the school boards to teach kids how to play hockey or to play any other sport. I believe the parents have a responsibility. And I know for a fact in Kirkland Lake, if a parent makes it a priority, even if they are a low-income parent, even a low-income single parent, they can provide their children with swimming lessons. And yes, it's all my kids swim. Not all my grandkids swim yet, but it's a work in progress. But I will support the motion. Yes, Councillor Dakins.
Through you, acting mayor, just a point. In my hometown, our high school does offer a class in teaching kids how to play hockey. I know it's not the education system's responsibility, but I think this is this might be a worthwhile thing for the school boards to take up, and especially in our area with all the lakes and waters. It's pretty easy for kids to fall in, and that's the end of my point. Thank you.
Yes, CAO.
Just through you, Mayor, just to inform council, the reminder, we do offer Swim to Survive to grades 3 and 6 every year. That's just some funding we have, which is being informed of.
And even I was not aware of that. Sure. Yes, Councillor Dakins.
Thank you, acting mayor. Through you to the CEO. Is that for every child, or is that just for particular?
Can I ask the director to the doctors to come forward and explain the program to us?
Sure. Through you, Mr. Acting Mayor, to Councillor Dakins. So we receive funding from Life Saving Society, and that allows us to offer this program to any participating school that wishes to participate.
Okay.
Yes. And we've been doing it for, I think, longer than I've been working for the municipality. So.
Do we have any update, director from the schools on this program, or?
Through you, we have not heard anything in regards to the Ministry of Education wanting to fund something like this. So we're just doing our part by offering it with the funding, but
do the local schools
they utilize it? Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, Councillor.
To you, acting mayor. Also, one added plus, having this program available helped promote future members of our swim team. They get a fresh start in the water, and hopefully some of them jump on the bandwagon and join the swim team as well. So I think it's a definite plus. Plus, with the facilities that we have, our next to none, or next to,
Only if the roof caves in,
okay,
Council
as
Carney.
long as the roof is working. We have an excellent facility to, provide this service, so I support it.
Okay, any further questions for the director before she runs away? Any further discussion? Okay, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And I'm out of the hot seat.
Thank you very much. Item number 8.3 has been deferred for the next meeting. So, readings and consideration of by motions, item 9.1, bylaw number 26-001, authorized borrowing for current expenditures 2026, 26-001, authorizing borrowing for current expenditures 2026. I need a mover. Moved by Councilor Dyken, seconded by Councilor Kylie.
Be it resolved that the following bylaw be read a first and second time, bylaw number 26001, being a bylaw to authorize the borrowing for current expenditures for 2026.
All in favor? Motion carried.
Okay, you don't need to read the second one.
Yeah, item 9.2, bylaw number 26-002, execute winter operational review agreement, KPMG.
There's a second motion there.
Oh,
This is the third reading right here.
okay, well, the second motion here, guys, I missed that. The second motion, I need a mover for that,
For the third reading.
for the,
For the third reading.
for the third reading, yes. The third reading, moved by Councilor Long, seconded by. There's not a lot of us here today, guys. Gotta move this along. Councilor Kylie.
Okay, be it resolved that the following bylaw be read a third time and numbered, passed, signed, and sealed, bylaw number 26001.
All in favor of the motion? Carried. Anybody against?
No.
Do you have a question?
Point of order.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question. Yes, on the next motion. Am I allowed to ask a question before we vote on it?
The item 9.2?
Yes.
Next motion.
So we'll read the motion and then at that time you can ask for.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
all right. I will read the motion and then, you can ask your questions. So moving on to item 9.2, bylaw number 26-002, execute winter operations review agreement. I need a mover. Moved by. Councilor Kylie, seconded by.
I guess.
Yeah, Councilor Owen. Okay.
Okay, be it resolved that the following bylaw be read a first and second time, bylaw number 26002, being a bylaw authorizing the execution of an agreement with KPMG Inc. for consultancy services to conduct an operational review of winter maintenance as identified in 62725 RFP.
Okay, questions now?
Through you, Your Worship, I just want to know if the RFP included, if the parameters of the RFP included looking at contracting out part or all of the snow plowing and snow removal.
Can I have the director to step forward and maybe answer the question? Okay, can you repeat did you hear the question? Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I just want to know if the parameters of the RFP included contracting out all or some of the snow plowing and snow removal.
Through you. It's something that hasn't been discussed yet, but it's something that we can discuss with the consultant. There's nothing holding us. It's something that we can absolutely bring up to the consultant to consider during their study.
Okay, because it's sorry, through you.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was done once before, where we did contract it part, and we were supposed to get a report, we never did. And so we don't know. So I'm hoping that this study will include looking at, in the previous case, it was swastika.
Yeah.
Maybe looking at swastika and chappy hues or some variation.
Okay, CEO.
Through, I think, Mayor, part of the reason we are undertaking this study is to look at all options.
Okay.
So that will be, definitely discussed with the consultant. We have to look at all options on how to, again, review what we're doing and how to make some tweaks, and that could be one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just want to make sure I'm not being critical of anything. So please don't come down on me. I just wanted to make sure that was included. Thank you. And thank you, Acting Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Councilor Cowley, please.
Through you, Acting Mayor, I did not support the original, motion. Due to the cost factor, I didn't feel it warranted it. However, I will support it in view of the fact that we may need my vote for a quorum. I'm not sold on it, but I'll vote for it.
Okay, any more questions, comments? I'll call the question. All in favor of the motion? Motion is unanimously carried. And I need, the third reading, I need a mover. Councilor Owen, seconded by, Councilor Dykens.
Be it resolved that the following bylaw be read a third time and numbered, passed, signed, and sealed, file number 26002.
All in favor? Motion is carried. Item number 9.3, bylaw hashtag 25-003, establish 2026-2027 fees and charges for the Kirkland Lake Fire Services Department. I need a mover, Councilor Dykens, seconded by Councilor Owen.
Be it resolved that the following bylaw be read a first and second time, file number 25-3 being a bylaw establishing fees and charges for Kirkland Lake Fire Services Department.
Okay, any discussion, questions? Okay, all in favor? Motion is carried. And the third reading, I need a mover for that, moved by Councilor Owen, seconded by Councilor Dykens.
Be it resolved that the following bylaw be read a third time and numbered, passed, signed, and sealed, file number 25-3.
Okay, all in favor? Motion is carried. Notices of motion. There are none. Are there any notices of motion? No. Item 11. Council reports and committees of council, local and regional boards updates. Any mover? Councilor Owens, seconder. Councilor Dykens. So anybody have anything to report? Yes, please. Go ahead.
To you, Acting Mayor, I have some good news for the residents. The last DSAB meeting, after we're just update everybody, we're in the budget process and there will be an increase. It looked like the increase would be larger than it is, but after the DSAB meeting, the chair of the board, Mark Stewart, went back to his directors and they came up with another 120, I think it's $28,000 in savings. So that's, I know it's not a huge amount in terms of the total budget, but it is helpful and it also shows how the chair and directors of DSAB are responsive to the municipalities and unincorporated areas that are part of the DSAB. As we continue the budget process, I believe our next phase, we will be looking at if we can take money from reserves to further decrease the cost to municipalities, further decrease the increase we will be facing, and how much we will be able to take. And trust me, that is always a kind of lively discussion at DSAP. Because there's two camps, one that believes that you don't touch the reserves, you build them up, and you build them up for the day that a catastrophe happens. And then there's the other camp that says, we need to to keep our increases down to a minimum. So I'm looking forward to reporting back on that after our next DSAP meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, Councilor Kylie?
Yeah, if I may add to Councillor Wong, the reserve amount that we have at DSAM is, I think, around 15 million. So I'm hopeful cooler heads will prevail. As Rick said, it's always a interesting discussion that some people, I don't think they think, we walk a fine line because we work for the DSAB and for our own municipalities. So it's always an interesting discussion, but so far we've prevailed for the few arm twisting, and we hope to do the same in the upcoming meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? I just have something to comment on regarding DSAP. Back in the days when I was the chair of the predecessor associate board, the Miscellaneous Housing Authority, we always have a plan of where to build more affordable housing, because they're in a position to do that. If people come to town and say, well, town should be building affordable housing, we're not builders. That's not part of our job as a town, but I'm sure DSAP, back then, I don't know what it is, they have a plan. They say, well, we're gonna have affordable housing built in this locality, that locality, or whatnot. So I don't know if you guys can answer this question. Is there a plan? Because that will really help a lot of this affordability issue that we're talking about when it comes to housing. Is there a plan, instead of all this cash of money in the reserve, is there a plan to at least utilize some of that money to facilitate the building of affordable housing? Yes, go ahead.
Through you, Acting Mayor, there is a plan in place. I'm not overly confident that we will get new housing in Kirkland Lake due to the fact that social housing, we're at about 4.5% to 5% of our housing portfolio within the community that are social housing, which is relatively high for most communities. It doesn't mean there is a need here. Hopefully with some other things that we're aware that are happening, that might open up some housing opportunities along the way. But there is definitely a plan in place.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, for you, Acting Mayor, there is one project underway currently in the almost shovel in the ground in the Timiskaming Shores. Also, in recent years, DSAB has gotten into what I would consider some non-traditional type housing, such as transitional housing, which is taking people off the streets, putting them into housing where they do have support services supplied to them, so then hopefully they can take the next step of getting a job and moving out into their own residential living situations. Something that I didn't know before I was on DSAP was that They also have agreements with some local private landlords in terms of rent control, which it doesn't show up as like, it's not a DSAB house, it's owned by and there are some of those, not a huge amount, but there is a plan. And they continue to work on it and modify it, but the cost of building in the north, as you would know, acting mayor, is extremely high.
Yeah.
The project in, Temiskaming Shores is, I believe, 2 fourplexes. And of course, when you're building with public money, you have to make units accessible and again, that adds to your cost, but there is one project down there, and there's another project up here that is not traditional.
Good, thank you. Anyone else? Remember want to say anything? I do have one here. Just have to look at the snow situation in Timmins. You may not be able to get in, let alone get out. Yeah, having said that, I really have to pass on this compliment to the crew that we have in town, the wonderful job that they're doing. People are extremely very happy. The snow removal process is going really well, so congratulations to the staff and thank you very much. So I just wanted to bring that good news to the table. Okay.
Motion?
Yeah,
Moved by Counselor Owen, seconded by Counselor Dykens, be it resolved that the verbal updates from members of council be received.
all in favor? Motion is carried. Item number 12, proclamation and recognition. Proclamation, Bell Let's Talk Day, January 21st, 2026. There we go, is it? All right. Bell Let's Talk Day, January 21st, 2026. Whereas January 21st marks the 16th annual Bell Let's Talk Day, a day to take action and create positive change for mental health. And whereas the corporation of the town of Kirkland Lake supports positive mental health for all citizens and members of our community and seeks to improve the lives of all citizens who may experience a mental illness or mental health issue in their lifetime. And whereas this year's campaign for Bell Let's Talk Day is raising awareness about the growing youth mental health crisis. And whereas in North Temiskaming, only 25% of girls in grades 10 and 11 and 40% of boys in the same grade surveyed rated their mental health as good or very good according to the last Planet Youth report. And whereas all contributing municipalities in the Temiskaming District Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan, along with local partners such as Planet Youth Temiskaming, Northeastern Public Health, Community Mental Health Associations, CMHA, Conquering Temiskaming and Northeastern Ontario Family and Children's Services, NEOF, NeoFax, are either supporters, promoters, and or service providers for the mental well-being of local youth and persons of all ages. And whereas the town of Kirkland Lake recognizes that Let's Talk Day marks the start of a new year to take action in mental health, a time to come together and show support for mental health in meaningful and impactful ways to help ensure all Canadians can access the mental health and additional supports they need to flourish. And whereas the town of Kirkland Lake raises a flag to celebrate Bell Let's Talk Day and lights its gateway signs in blue. And whereas the town of Kirkland Lake have engaged local schools to join the conversation on Let's Talk Bell Day, promoting coloring sessions to reduce stigma, as many mental health professionals recommend coloring as an effective way to practice mindfulness. And whereas all citizens of Kirkland Lake are encouraged to join the conversation, take action, keep listening, keep talking, keep being there, and to create positive change. Now, therefore, I, Vlad Shala, acting mayor, the town of Kirkland Lake, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, as Let's Talk Day in the town of Kirkland Lake and encourage support of this campaign. In witness thereof, I have hereunto. Okay. All right. I need a mover. Two movers, okay, Councillor Owen? Yeah. Seconded by Councillor Dykens.
Be it resolved that council sanctioned a proclamation for Bell Talk Day, January 21st, 2026 in the town of Kirkland Lake.
All in favor? Motion is carried. Item number 13, additional information on mayor's provincial policy matters, none. Item number 14, closed session, none. Item number 15, recommendation for matters in closed session, none. Item number 16, notice of reconsideration. Anyone would like us to reconsider any of the motions passed today, so far today? None. Item 17, confirmation bylaw, 17.1. Bylaw number 26-004, confirming proceedings, moved by Councillor Dykens, seconded by Councillor Kylie.
Be it resolved that the following bylaw be read a first, second, and third time and numbered, passed, signed, and sealed. Bylaw number 26-4, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its meeting held Thursday, January 8th, 2026.
All in favor? Motion is carried. What are we reading here?
Need a seconder or adjournment. I just need a seconder for you.
Okay, item number 16, adjournment, and just, Councillor Owen. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.